How's it going, guys? Um, I've gone through a few boats. John boat that I had posted up. I sold it, I would say, about 2 years ago. I bought a 18-foot Cajun, 18 and a half foot. It wasn't too bad. It had a 120 horsepower Johnson on it. I sold that as well. I like to fish flats, so that bay boat, I mean, it would get me where I needed to go, but sometimes I'd have issues getting in, so I decided to go ahead and get rid of it. I got the 17 foot Lowe Lake Sport with the 40 horsepower Yamaha. I've done a few repairs on it already. I bought it and actually didn't thought I was getting a good deal, but ended up not. You got all those plates across the whole boat, 8-foot sections that I had to have welded on. I had went ahead and took the deck off. I didn't think it was going to be that expensive to fix, but yeah, I ended up finding out that it had a few holes. It wasn't too bad, and then pressure washed it, opened up some more holes, and then after I started sanding all these sections down, I ended up seeing that I had, I don't know if it was just real old plywood. I know that I had looked at the specs and they had CCA treated plywood. I don't know if they had replaced it with different plywood, or it just, from 94 to now, it just ended up, I guess, it ended up getting some of that pressure treated chemicals finally gave out through the plywood and started eating up the boat. There goes a section right there that on that brace support that I cleaned up. I used vinegar and water mixture. They had some other kind of chemicals that'll help clean it up, but I mean, vinegar does a pretty good job of it. Didn't get it all. The bristle brush didn't didn't reach in there to get everything, but it is what it is, right? So I did all this patchwork, did everything. I mean, the boat is practically brand new, minus the color and the welds. I had transom work done. I'm gonna end up taking off the transom and replacing that plywood later on. I guess I'll just give it some time, and then I replaced that. The marine grade plywood, I ended up epoxying it. And got a mixture, let it sit out for a day, and then of course I carpeted it. Like I said, I got the glue from Boat Carpet Central. Took a while for the shipping, but it was worth it. The glue did pretty good. I got all new fittings for the aerator. I got the through holes. I got practically everything brand new. I kept some of the hose clamps, little stuff that was still good. A lot of the screws were still good too. They had 1-inch self-tapping screws, and I was able to put that section on. I'm kind of kicking myself in the butt because I wanted to water test it, and I ended up putting this on with the carpet glue. I ran out already, but once you get the carpet glue on, once you get the carpet on with the carpet glue, and you try to remove it for whatever reason, even if it's not fully cured, it'll end up ripping out the little strands of carpet. So I was gonna put this section on, but it's got a hole over here in the panel for, you got your console right here. It's got a little hole, and you run all your electrical through there. So I wasn't able to put it on, so that way I can keep this from flying whenever I go and water test it. But I got some clamps I'm gonna put on top. I'm gonna bolt that live well down, and then I'm gonna put some more clamps on the bottom, and then of course the same thing over here, just so that way I can get it on the water and see what it does. Like I said, I replaced that fitting right there as well. I'm gonna have to attach the live well before I take it out. And then this one right here, I gotta cut it because it's 3/4 inch, and I got the material for it, but I mean the through hole, but I got a a bilge pump that takes 1/8 1 inch 1/8 hose. So I'm gonna have to widen up that hole. It's got a bench over here. I'll keep updating y'all as I continue with the rebuild. But I was gonna start the video whenever I started taking everything off, but I mean, if you're doing a complete demo, then it doesn't even matter. So that's why I didn't film that. But it had that that foam all throughout the whole boat. They did a real bad job on laying it out. I mean, it was flat here, which is how it's supposed to be, and over here it was just everywhere. It ended up clogging up the live well, the bait well, and the storage compartments here. They weren't able to leak out the water. They just threw the foam in there. It ended up, getting everywhere it can get. It was a real pain getting all this taken out too. I had to get a knife, cut, and then same thing on that side and push the insulation out, because I mean, it ended up covering up all these channels so the water can drain. So water was getting stuck here, everywhere else, and then with that pressure treated material, chemicals, it ended up that's why it started eating up the sections. It got underneath the foam. Some of the foam was saturated, and it tore it up. Let me show you. This is some of that plywood, and you can see that white stuff, that little stuff right there. That's the corrosion. And let me show you what it did to my aluminum piece. See, it had I guess they cut it wrong or whatnot for the seat. So it has holes pre-drilled in there, but all these are holes from the corrosion. Look at that. It's got holes everywhere. But I'm gonna clean that up, of course, put some vinegar on it, scrub it down, and reuse that. That's actually a support for the backside. It sits on here, and whenever this plywood, it's like U-shaped, it adds support for this section right here. And then of course it's gonna have a hatch so you can open it up. You got your batteries right here, and then you got your fuel tanks. It leaves enough room for 2 fuel tanks. And of course you got to run all the electrical. Came with the trolling motor. Trolling motor actually works, which surprised me. It's kind of damaged, but corroded. So I'm gonna try to fix that as good as I can. But still got to put lights here and over there on the other side. Had to replace the winch, a few things. Had to get new electrical wiring for the trailer, new lights. I'm gonna have to get another wheel, but I guess overall the welder that actually helped me out gave me real good prices. If you're in the Houston area, let me know, and I can give you his information, so that way he can hook you up with some good prices. Also got in touch with a guy on OfferUp, and he actually sold me some Infinity marine speakers. It's pretty much half price. He gave me a couple of fishing rods, half price. He has brand names, tackle, so save me some money. And same thing goes there. I'll give you his contact info if you just email me. And I'll be leaving a few more videos. I'll leave my information, so that way I can get those messages on the next video. It's gonna be a few days. I'm gonna probably bolt that down, put the bait well, and then take it out on the water tomorrow. I just finished setting this this caulking right here, so I gotta let it dry for a day and then take it out and then put it back together, and then I'll probably show y'all how I do that whole process and go from there. Thanks for watching.